Hello and welcome. My name is Biagio Mazza, Pastoral Associate at St. Sabina Parish in Belton, Missouri, and I'm here to welcome you to another Do You Know series question. Today's Do You Know question is, do you know why Pope Francis designated the 33rd Sunday in Ordinary Time as World Day of the Poor? At the end of 2016, at the end of the extraordinary Jubilee Year of Mercy, Pope Francis designated the 33rd Sunday in Ordinary Time as World Day of the Poor to really encourage all the churches and the whole world to really go out and encounter poverty in all of its various forms. The forms of hunger, homelessness, refugees, migrants, victims of human trafficking, etc. So caring for all in need is an essential component, an integral component of what it means to be a member of the Christian community. This is based, as we all know, this is based on jumping off of Matthew 25, the Last Judgment scene, where we hear Jesus saying, "Whatsoever you do to the least of my brothers and sisters, you do to me." So the day was first observed on November 19, 2017, with the theme, let us love, not with words, but with deeds. Each year, a specific theme is chosen to highlight the need that the Christian community has to address the needs of the poor. Pope Francis, as a matter of fact, each year writes a letter unpacking the meaning and significance of each particular theme. So this year, in November the 13th, 2022, will be the 6th annual observance of the World Day of the Poor, with the theme, "For your sakes, Christ became poor," jumping off of Paul's second letter to Corinthians, chapter 8, verse 9. Caring for the sick and the poor has been something that the Christian community has been attuned to from the very beginning. By sharing food and shelter, by caring for the sick, by welcoming the stranger, and also caring for all essentially in need. So Paul, in his second letter to Corinthians, upon which this year's theme is based, actually kind of is recommending his community, asking his Gentile community to really take up a collection for the Jewish community in Jerusalem who is experiencing great hardship because of food shortage. And for Paul, therefore, concern for those in need is an essential component of being a member of the Christian community. So the Pope and the Vatican consistently, each World Day of the Poor, take significant initiatives to really model how churches could celebrate and observe this World Day of the Poor. Various initiatives are done by the Pope and the Vatican to really show care and concern and raise awareness regarding the poor. Each year, for example, the Pope invites the poor of Rome to a Mass and then has a festive meal with them. This year, it's estimated over 3,000 of Rome's poor will attend the Mass and the festive meal. The free medical treatments and screenings are also offered for the poor, even paying for medical medicines and so on. Thousands of food boxes will be delivered throughout the entire city of Rome to the poor, and also financial support for electricity and gas bills are also provided for the poor. So the Pope has continually pushed for these initiatives. As a matter of fact, one of the things to highlight this in a special way is there's a famous Canadian sculptor known as Timothy Schwartz, who has developed a number of sculptures focused on social justice issues, such as hunger, homelessness, migrants and refugees, and victims of human trafficking. Pope Francis has blessed many of these sculptures, and some of them have become fixture at the Vatican in St. Peter's Square. The latest one, latest sculpture by Timothy Schmaltz, has been one called Sheltering, which Pope Francis blessed on November the 9th of this year, and it highlights the plight of the homeless. We have a homeless person, it depicts a homeless person on a bench being covered by a blanket, pulled over him by a flying dove. Other sculptures of great significance are the homeless Jesus, where you have Jesus as a homeless person sleeping on a park bench. Be Welcoming. This depicts an angel depicting as a stranger sitting on a park bench with belongings on his back. And the most famous one is Angels Unawares, based on Hebrew 13, chapter 13, verse 2, in which is focused on refugees and migrants, which has become a permanent fixture in St. Peter's Square. So concern for the poor and hospitality has been the hallmark of the Dorothy Day's Catholic worker movement, which has hospitality houses for all, especially the homeless, in all parts of the world to this very day. So as Catholics commemorate the World Day of the Poor, the key questions for all Christians could be, how can the World Day of the Poor be a yearly reminder and awareness of, to raise awareness for and to take action on behalf of the poor, especially the hungry, the homeless, the migrants and the refugees, and the victims of human trafficking. We are all called to put our faith into practice through personal and communal commitment and involvement. All the poor are our brothers and sisters, and we are called to care for one another as loved members of God's human family. So I hope this has helped to explain just a bit of why Pope Francis designated the 33rd Sunday in Ordinary Time as World Day of the Poor, and I hope you'll return again to more Do You Know Serious Questions as we continue to delve into our Christian beliefs and practices. Thank you very much.